Okay, so I kind of like the layout of this picture so far. I like the way things are kind of blending together. So my next step is going to be now tying in the Bible verse. So I am going to Google the Bible verse I'm interested in, which I did. It's Ecclesiastes 3. I want to use the King James Version. And I like all of these also, all the way a time to be born, all the way through to a time to love, a time to hate, a time of peace, a time of war. I like those. So I think I'm going to do something with both of these pieces. So I know that I'm going to start off with this, and I'm not going to type the whole thing in. I'm going to copy and paste this. Um, I'm I would suggest you guys do the same thing just for spelling purposes, making sure that you have the words correct. Okay, so I'm going to go back down to my Photoshop, and here are some recommendations on how to get this going. I'm going to create a border around this, and then I'm going to kind of bring in the time too, and kind of like put it in so that it's um, that you really can't see it. It's like hard to see. So let's start. I'm going to hide my history, add a new layer, and I'm going to fill this new layer on the top with black. So I'm going to go to my paint can, G, drop it in. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to fill, and I'll make my fill 0%. And what this does is it just gives me a nice layer that I can mess around with. If for some reason I want to bring in this black again, I can do that. I can blend it, overlay, you can kind of see the difference there. So it really does give it some nice contrast. So that's the reason behind putting in that black fill layer. But really what I want to do is I want to get into the effects. So the way to do that is to click on this gray area here, double click on it, and it brings in your layer styles. Okay, so the layer style that I'm interested in is going to be stroke. Now, something important to note is that I can click this and it will apply the stroke, but I want to get into the stroke properties. In order to get over here into the stroke properties, I have to click on the actual like thing right here. Now, the size of it, I'm going to have my stroke inside, and then I'm just going to kind of eyeball it for the size. And I think I like this for the stroke size. So I'm going to put the words inside of here. Um, and my color. Maybe that black's a little bit too dark. Maybe I want to get something like this color over here or this color over here. So I'm going to try that out. So I'm going to click on this box right here, the swatch for color, and my color picker shows up. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my cursor out to my graphic, and I'm going to pick colors that I think I might like. You can kind of see where it's pulling it from. Maybe it's a good starting place. I like this one, I think. I might come down a little bit darker, and that's a good start. Okay. I can also blend this if I care to, if I want to make it so that I can still see the backgrounds a bit. Um, Darken it, multiply. That's kind of a nice texture. I might leave that multiply. I might go back also. We'll see it. Again, I want to put text in there, and I don't want it to be too um, confusing with too much stuff going on. So I'll just wait and see what that looks like. If it looks good, I'll keep it. If not, I'll come back and change my blend mode back to normal here. But I really do like that multiply look. Okay. Excuse me. So now I have my border in place. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to come down here to my T tool, my text tool. And notice that as soon as my text tool shows up, my option bar changes and it gives me options for what I want to do with my font face. And these are all examples of different fonts and the font face that you might want to use. I went through them ahead of time, but you guys, as you want, you can go through yours and see which one you like the best. And as with the other project that we did, you can download font if you want to, if you don't like any of these, and use the downloaded font. And then font size and font color. So I'm first going to just type in what I want. So again, I went out to the internet, grabbing a hold of to everything. There's a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. And then I'm going to copy that, Control C. I'm going to come back to Photoshop. I'm going to, with my T tool, click. There's my insertion point, Control V to paste. And 72 points looks like it's going to be a nice size. To everything there's a purpose under heaven. I like the way that looks. Now you guys, if I wanted to change this, I could again take my text tool, select it, and then change my font size. I can kind of scroll it to make it bigger. So like literally I'm just like kind of hovering my cursor on top of this T and then left mouse and dragging it. I can center it. I can also change the font color if you want to do that. Maybe make it not so white. And then you have your first text down. Okay, so again, what matters here is the stroke, how much stroke you have. In this case, I have the size of 103. If your stroke is too small, then your words are going to overcover it. If your font is too small, you might not be able to read it. So it's going to be a combination of your stroke size and your font size that's going to make this work. Okay, I'm going to use my move tool and just going to kind of make sure I'm on the right layer, which is this layer right here. Notice that this has a T there for text, and I just want to kind of bring this in. Now with my move tool, again, I'm going to press Alt. See those two arrows? A black and a white arrow means that I'm going to copy whatever layer that I'm on, and I'm on my text layer. So I'm going to just drag it out, and you're going to notice that there it is. I'm going to Control T, and I'm just going to rotate this guy. And bring it down. I've got to fix that rotation. It's terrible. Okay. And I want to bring this over here, I think. Okay. What I did, I think I did something with this black box. I'm going to nudge that over. Yeah, I did. Okay. Okay, good. So far, so good. I like the way this looks. I'm going to end this video, then we're going to go next. I'm going to texture the inside of this with some more font and then maybe just add in the address here or something like that. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like. Until next video.